Okay.
We're back. Blake Bowser, co-host today, and but we're talking about what's going on at Odd Club Famoso Raceway. I was just gonna, you sent me all the results from what was become a very busy weekend for you guys. Between ANRA and the Summit Series, your card counts are high, and and the Summit Series is hugely popular and gaining traction,
gaining ground, gaining track. I like that, gaining traction.
It's
really important in a drag race.
It really is important. We were talking about some of the great racing you saw over the weekend, and we've got a bevy of photos to do. I don't have the slides up for the winners, but I'm just going to go through a few of these real quick.
A lot of Bakersfield guys too.
A lot of Bakersfield guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Summit Super Pro, the champion, that was Eric Truby.
That was Truby on Sunday.
On
Sunday.
Sunday.
That was Sunday's race. Yeah.
And
we actually finished real quick. Sorry, we finished Saturday's race on Sunday.
Okay.
We had an oil down that took place Saturday night. We had about a half hour to go, probably, of our show, and had a guy that just about flipped the car.
Oh, really? Wow.
One of the West Coast hot rod competitors, and came down and hit and a bunch of tranny fluid, and he made the ultimate mistake of not pulling over.
Yeah.
And he drove down the quarter mile,
Oh, geez.
leaking tranny fluid. So we had about 2 hour cleanup that night. We shut the race down. That was it. We were done at about 7:15, and we cleaned about 9:30. And then came back Sunday morning, and that's when Roger came out and just flew. I mean, the perfect conditions. The track had been obviously scrubbed all night, all evening, and re-prepped, and Sunday morning they came out flying.
Talking about Roger Holder, who
it actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it did
in that
work really
respect.
well.
Yeah,
had a big weekend of racing. He raced Bakersfield Speedway, placed third in the modified class, won a heat race out there at Bakersfield Speedway, and then comes out and runs. Probably ran earlier in the day, and
he made his third qualifying attempt Sunday morning. That's when he ran the 434, I think it was, and over 180 miles an hour. Anyway, cut you off. So Eric Truby won the second race of Super Pro.
So I think these are the Sunday results I have right now. So so he's out of Bakersfield. Placing second was Dustin Lee, who was the number one qualifier out of Palmdale. And then we had in Summit Pro, we had David Dodd Jr. out of Lemoore. And he beats Gerard Halley.
Gerard Halley.
Yes. And
Gerard is our national champion. We speak of going to Pomona and winning the last year. Gerard did that. He was our rep that we sent from Division 7, and he won the whole thing. So he is a national champion in pro.
Nice.
Yeah.
And in sportsman class, Don Lutz out of Highland, beating a guy from my hometown of Hemet, Huey Pierce.
Yep.
I don't know Huey, but he is from Hemet. And they 90 Mustang versus the 91 Firebird. And that was the win for there. Pierce was the number one qualifier coming out of that. And then the Summit Motorcycle. Well, it's interesting if you look at the results. It just shows you how many people are willing to drive up here to race.
Yeah.
And
from Southern California, from the desert area, from Central Coast.
Yep.
A lot of Paso Robles, Santa Maria guys. Yeah.
And then Visalia's Anthony Delatorre is the champion in the Summit Motorcycle race, beating Ray Myers of Fresno. I mean, this is like everyone coming to Bakersfield, having a great weekend of racing. And
this is all their home track. All these guys you mentioned, this is their
this is where they come,
home. This is home court for them.
And then we've got again in the true 10.5. That's an index race.
That's actually no, it's unlimited, but it's 8th mile. Everything that you're getting ready to read is all 8th mile.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all West Coast hot rod categories.
Okay, so Holder goes, as you mentioned before, in this Camaro, 4.364 seconds, 183 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Is that one of those ones where you kind of like? You look at it and say, "Whoa, that was fast." Did you get a chance to see it? Or?
You can see it while it's happening.
Yeah.
You just know that, little bitty tires. They got to be careful taking off. And that thing just hooked and ran, and we were just like, "Wow, here it goes." In fact, the gentleman that helps put that race on, he wasn't watching the car down the track, and one of his guys radioed him and said, Holder just went 434, and he said, "Wait, what did you just say? 434?"
Wow.
He said, "Yeah, 434." It was kind of like 16 Candles. Yes, Medied.
Yeah.
That scene, when he kept saying it. Yes, 434.
434.
He was just like, wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
In the N20 shootout, it was Rich Hoyle of Palmdale with a win over Armin Magdisian of Westminster.
Yeah, you can say that one. I'm not
sure.
touching that one.
Yeah, it was pretty quick too. 156 miles an hour in that race.
Yeah.
Outlaw 8.5, Ben Davido of San Mateo. I mean, man, all over the place these guys came from.
Yeah.
What a weekend. Mike, is it Salke? Was the runner-up. Psyche was the runner-up. Limited 10.5, Jim DiMaggio out of Castro Valley with the win over Kevin Watson, also out of Westminster.
Yeah.
And I've got more. And B-Gas, A-Gas, Hot Rod guys here. Keith Morovich, we've called his name a lot. He beats Tom Fowler out of Paso Robles. Morovich is from Bakersfield. Number 1 qualifier in A-Gas was Rick Logston. Bakersfield as well. And then Brandon Stallmaker, one of our driver of the week, guys from Bakersfield. He beats James Black of Paso Robles. So maybe what we should do is have a Paso Robles versus Bakersfield, weekend.
We pretty much do every weekend out there. There's a lot of guys from those areas.
C-Gas was Dan Miller, and Brent Hanley was the runner-up.
Yeah.
And Mike Bradley in D-Gas from Santa Paula beats Justin Crosby of Lancaster in the D-Gas category. Yeah. And so those are our results. And I think I have any more? Maybe.
Well, we had, like I said, we finished Saturday. On Sunday, I believe, pro Dean Kirkman won. He's won several times this year. Dustin Lee, you mentioned, he won Super Pro. I think Terry Turner won motorcycle, and I'm forgetting who won sportsman on.
Terry Turner won motorcycle. Sportsman was C.W. Hofer out of Calamasa.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Inland Empire guys, man. They were the beasts were coming out. Summit Pro, Madera's Dean Kirkman winning. And then Palmdale's Dustin Lee, as you mentioned, winning Super Pro.
Yeah.
Hey, we have all these pictures from Tom Mock. We'll talk a little bit about some of the guys that showed up here. We're gonna get those Grumpy Griff Awards here shortly, as soon as Steve Hughes jumps in. But we have ANRA coming back for their Spring Nationals, June 19th and 21st. So we expect to see Butch Hedrick in here at some point to tell us what's going on. And we're going to compare trophies now, either the Grumpy Griff or the Butchie. Both pretty impressive. Saturday Night Nitro on June 27th, and we talked about that. It's going to be a huge show. And that's just a bad photo.
That's my neighbor, actually. Mark lives about 5 houses down from me.
That is
down the street.
That is a cool car.
So I know when it's race weekend, I hear him get his car fired up. He puts it in the trailer, and if it's an off weekend for us, I know he's going somewhere else.
Yeah. These are all from Tom Mock, too, as always, doing stuff well there. These motorcycle guys just amaze me.
That's Dave. Looks like Dave Looney. It's a different looking bike. I don't think that's. Looks like Dave though.
It's a mean looking bike.
To see.
That's impressive. And more of this.
That's Dodd, one of our winners.
This was amazing. Pro, this was amazing to me too, because I know there was a big Volkswagen event down in Fontana this last weekend too. So
our guy here, he's caught up in the points chase, so he's kind of committed to
being there,
doing that. Yeah, I love how the back of the hatch opens up. When
yeah,
the car takes
let's go back to that car for a second. I was thinking about that. It's amazing that muffler doesn't hit the
It may do a little. It may act as a little bit of a
stabilizer.
There, a little wheelie bar action there.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And
that looks like Jim Murphy there. He was there testing.
Go back to that car. So Jim Murphy was testing.
We had about 5 front motor cars testing at the track this weekend, and also a funny car.
Okay.
Guys, every one of them left saying, well, a couple of guys are getting ready to head back to Bowling Green for the reunion back there.
All right.
And got a text from Jim Murphy on Monday saying thanks a bunch for the use of the track, and we'll see you in June for the Saturday night show.
All right,
so they're all coming back.
And again, more an A-Gas car here.
Yeah. Casey Truer, he's over Central Coast area.
Okay.
Yep. That's a AA fuel altered Rodney Flournoy. They were there testing as well, and they'll be here for our Saturday night show as well.
By the way, AA fuel altereds, when Mike posted that video they shot of those guys, that was the most viewed video we've had so far on the Power Hour so far. Go back to the
fuel altereds have always had a huge following.
Yeah, huge following. Go back to the one more. Go back. Go forward. Go forward. Forward. One more time, and go one more. And Bill Dunlap, right?
No, that is Rick Williamson.
Rick Williamson.
Yes. That's the team Craig car. Yeah.
So they were testing again as well.
They were one of the 5 cars there. Yeah. Okay. Dunlap was there though. He's in the high speed.
Car. High speed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I might get it right at some point. And this is just cool too. Look at the tire.
We always both Bargers always have just tremendous wheel stands in their cars, along with Kirby and a lot of guys. I mean, our starter jokingly calls the starting line Hook City. So little shout out to Bill Condit there.
I know that Dan Horan, I don't know if I have the picture or not, but Dan Horan, speaking of Mustangs, tested. And I thought Mock's in a photo, but I don't think I have it in this slideshow.
He tested well, ran a 578.
So I think he's got some of his clutch issues worked out.
Yeah, they're slowly. John Stewart, a well-known national touring crew chief, has been helping Who are we talking about?
Dan Horan.
Dan Horan,
Right.
John Dan.
Yeah.
Just slowly getting that figured out, and they're making some consistent runs. So I think he's ready to go racing.
Okay, so really we're down to 2 events over the next few weeks. We got ANRA, June 19th and 21st, and then the 27th is going to be Saturday Night Nitro. And then it's going to be dark for most of July, right? We're going to work on the track and everything.
Yeah. We've just figured it's just not worth running out there. And,
Right.
we can't do like what Scott does, go out there and run on dirt.
Right.
It's hot. It's on
hot.
asphalt, and you even see that with Kern Raceway. They've cut back their summer schedule.
Yeah.
It's just too hot to be out there running.
Really, really nasty.
It's no fun.
Time for dirt
Yeah,
drags.
no.
Time for sand drags.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Kern Raceway, they're going to be up next talking about their weekend, and a guy named Derek Thorne going crazy, winning again. I don't know what's up with that guy, but Steve Hughes will enlighten us on what happened at their place over the weekend and what's coming in 2 weeks at Kern County Raceway Park. We'll be right back after these messages.